Okay, so over the weekend there was a fairly significant event that's happened. Comes into the same story as with what happened with the intervention on with the yen. Okay, we do know some events that happen for us. Okay, and those events are all on our calendar. Yep. So we know when they
Yeah.
come up, like the NFP on Friday, but we don't know when there's speculation of intervention. We could probably guess about it, but another one is wars. Okay, so there's a war, potential catastrophic event that's happening in Israel with Hamas, and that may have implications on what we're doing. And we've seen today that it has had a speculative implication both on oil mostly and on gold. Okay, so um, let's just pause, just segueing from that a little bit. Is that there's another one which is force majeure. Okay, force majeure just means tidal waves, like what happened in 20 March the 11th, 2011, with the tidal wave that hit Japan, earthquakes, etc. Okay, things like that that can change supply and demand through in countries. Okay, so the one that's happening at the moment is Hamas. Okay, they've gone and
Simply couldn't
um,
comprehend the notion.
so hopefully, what everybody's done, I've gone and put some articles up on into news calendar and events. Okay, you should read them. Okay, so because this involves what we're doing every day. Okay, so the main thing is that um, whenever there's a geopolitical event like this, and we've got to think about how is it going to affect. So typically Hamas and Israel, they don't won't really affect too much of the world, but we know that there is speculation, or that Iran has claimed assistance, and if Iran gets heated under the collar and starts to block the Strait of Hormuz, okay, this is the Strait of Hormuz. A lot of oil gets sent through here every day. So there has been blockades in the past, and if they do cause a blockade in here again, then there will be, we'll start paying premiums for oil. Okay, so that's what this is. It's not necessarily the war that's happened. It's speculation over a blockade. Okay, in this on this strait. All right, it's because we know that Iran has an involvement with Hamas against Israel. All right. Now, we're going to have to wait and see how it's going to unfold. There is no blockade at this point in time, but there possibly could be. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to, every morning when we're waking up, we need to read the BBC News to get an update on what's going on. Okay, so that we are in front. We've got one foot forward on all this. We're not reacting to it. We're actively participating in it. Now, we're not really oil traders, and I don't, we don't have to trade it, but we just need to still remind ourselves of what the implications are. The second one, let's go over and have a look at oil while we're here. Just quickly have a look at it. CL. So we've got a lot of, or quite a few gaps this morning. Okay, let me go down a 5-minute chart. Here's our gap up in here. This was closed, Friday's closed up in there. Okay, so typically we do find that gaps will close, not necessarily, depending on what the news is, not necessarily on the same day. This could take a day or two to get back up there to close that gap. But you've heard me talk about gaps before. Okay, so if we take the gap itself, sometimes you could call it closed if it hits the 50 or the 618. Okay, and that could be considered as a close. Okay, the other one that we're looking at is we are looking at gold. Okay, so gold's gapped up. Okay, so typically when there is uncertainty in the market, whenever there's uncertainty, gold will spike. Okay, so it's just a known thing that gold is the safe haven, and whenever there's trouble, it's just an automatic go-to that you start buying up on gold. So we've really just moved probably about $40 on gold in basically a day. Okay, because we're coming off that 1800 level anyway, and we've just had the weekend events that have made it spike up even more. Okay, so just keep your eye on the fact that these things, we've got two things. We've got to keep a close eye on what's going on in Israel, and especially the involvement between the US and Iran. See how much they rub each other up the wrong way. And if this does get worse, we start thinking long on gold and long on oil, okay? Because oil will become a premium, all right? Any questions?
Makes sense. Yep.
Okay, so as traders, our responsibility is to cover ourselves on the news and understand it. If you don't understand it, ask me. I've got plenty of opinions about it, all right? And that's what I'm here for. All right. So who was not aware of all of this morning? Be honest. No, everybody was aware of this. Everybody knew about it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's great to hear. Okay. If you haven't read up on, and I'm not talking about, Channel 9 News, right? You're only going to get very limited information and typically a one-sided story out of commercial news outlets. I'm talking about Reuters, Wall Street Journal, significant outlets, and try and understand the other side of the story as well. In Australia, because we are sympathetic to Israel, we will get one side of the story quite a lot. Okay, so it's always good, just take it with a grain of salt that we are only getting one perspective. All right, so there is reasons why Palestinians are doing this, and it's good for us to understand what their side of the story is as well. So you've got to dig around and try and find that stuff. All right. Now, I'm not asking for your opinion on it. Okay. What I'm trying to do or get everyone to do is to have a broad understanding of what's going on, or more of a detailed understanding of what's going on, so that you can make a more informed decision about when you're going to take trades and not. Okay. I think this will settle down, okay, because it is a war between them, but we don't want to get US heavily involved either. But so this might come back up at least at 618 over today or maybe tonight maybe, and then do its thing. I've redrawn some channels here on the 15-minute chart to the upside. Okay. We did hit, this was the news from Friday, which was the NFP. We've come up and kind of hit that 618, okay? Let me just quickly go over and talk about the news release strategy that happened for us on Friday, which was the NFP. The NFP came out, which was a fairly significant miss, more than 3 standard deviations outside. However, there was a number of things that we needed to consider when we're taking the trade. Because if you were reading the Discord on Friday, on Saturday, I had one guy talking to me about that he's lost confidence in the cover. Okay, so this was the trade in here. Okay, this was the initial down trade. Obviously, didn't get to it's down to its 1:1. Turned around, it's clipped the cover. If you put the cover all the way up here according to the rules, you'd still be in it, of course, right? But this is what I'm talking about when it comes to watching the rules hard and fast, and following them to the tick. We've got a 106 handle right here in front of us, so it would be probably a little bit smarter just to stick your target in front of that 106 level. Okay. Then, if you were still in it, though, let's say that you were still in it, and I've mentioned this before in the other videos, is that you might want to just start trailing it up, okay, as it's going along, because if it does fall over again, you don't want to, you want to get something out of it, okay. So break even point, is pretty much halfway, which is about, where is it? What is the one? Oops, sorry. There's the break even point here, okay, because you're double on the side on the way up. Okay, let's say your break-even point should actually be there, I should say, because you're double on the way up, so you could come out of it at break-even if you were trailing it. Okay, but if you did leave it and open up this morning, okay, and then you knew that this Hamas problem was going on, which happened on Saturday. You might really want to think about exiting this, because it becomes very unpredictable. So you did have another opportunity just to take it at a significantly small loss, okay, up in here somewhere. So for those who did get out, as it moved in your favour, then great. I took some out of it. So I got a win out of this one. I didn't take it all the way. I only took it, kind of 3/4 of the way up. Great. If you did, if you haven't, this is now an issue. Okay, so you might want to consider exiting. Okay. Okay, everyone, follow what I just said on that one. Alrighty. It is currently, it's a holiday in the United States and in Canada. So we'll trade the morning. I won't be trading US session at all. When it gets pretty whippy like this, it becomes pretty unpredictable. So I'm just going to play it carefully as well today. I'm up just under 5% for the month so far. So just for everybody to, I don't usually like doing this, but I'll show you anyway. So I'm at 4.8% for the month so far. So I'm not desperate to be doing anything wild right now, but I'll still be taking trades if they appear. Okay, so did anybody else take the NFP trade Friday, as per the news release rules?
No, I haven't got up to that section yet in the training, but looking forward to it.
Okay, no worries.
It'll be good.
I took it, Richard.
You did, and how'd you go?
I got the cover.
Yes.
I was focused on the 4-hour chart. The MA 100 was where it topped out.
Sorry, on your 4-hour chart. Let me just have a quick look. And so you took it based on the 4-hour chart?
No, you see where it topped out?
Yes, up
The
here.
MA was just under the MA 100.
The 100 MA on the 4-hour, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you took it out up here?
I did, yeah.
Beautiful. So you've got the 100 MA plus the 106 level, that was smart thinking, right? Okay. That's good. Okay. Because, to go and be a dick for a tick to try and hold on to this 1:1 when you've got 100 MA on 4 hour plus the 106, you're just being a jerk off, No offense to anybody. Don't take me literally. I love you all. But you got to think.
They turned pretty quick at that point.
Yeah, I mean, then it hit a double top there, right? And this was coming into the end of the session. Now, we didn't know that this was going to happen, this Israel thing, right? So, that's, so unpredictable that, if you still was holding it, it's not your fault, right? But if you go, oh my God, Hamas is throwing 2,000 rockets into Israel or whatever's going on over there, you go, well, mate, this is going to be a problem. I need to do something on Monday. Okay, I want to get out of it as cleanly as I possibly can. So if you're taking a small loss on it, or even if you've just taken this at break even, what you don't want to be doing, right, is still holding on to this right now. If you're in this right now, then you want to be out of it. Okay? Because you don't want a full loss there and then double loss here. It's just crazy, with uncertainty in geopolitical environment. Okay? Seven minutes. We have a look at the 5-minute chart there, guys, as well. That 5-minute chart, we are whipping all over all the MAs, so just keep that in mind. Uh, 1460. You're talking about DAX, are you, Ernie? Sorry, I didn't see the whole lot. Oh, NASDAQ. Okay. Yeah. I really haven't been looking at the NASDAQ. Yeah. So Ernie, just going back to your earlier comment about, what to do tonight, I'd probably just give the US session a miss tonight, mate. So... might be looking for the short side on open. Okay, for anybody who missed what I was just talking about, I was talking about the Israel issue. I've recorded it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to post that up for everybody so you can rewatch it if you want to hear my thoughts on it. Does look pretty short on this open here, guys. I mean, we've still got volatility in here as well, so don't forget about that. We might come down and see 115-100 right on the open and then move back to the upside. So we're sitting on that half handle that's been pretty popular as well, so that's the 150 level. Okay, really wants to push short. Sitting on all those MAs in there, guys, so just be careful. Just wait for the break. Sitting at these lower trend lines in here as well. So that, sorry, that's a 5-minute chart I've got there. Sorry, guys. So we're at that low. It's got to break that. Bit of a nice big whipping around as well. Potentially this 100, might be looking for the 100 again. This lower trend line. Just got to get some momentum to go through it. You can see though, this is typical of what happens. Okay, so when you get a significant trend, okay, let me just draw it up here. You get something pretty brutal to the downside, right? You're not going to get the thing coming all the way straight back up like that. Okay, what's usually going to happen is just going to bounce like this, then maybe have a final go for like a wider time frame, and then move. Okay, so just keep that in mind when it's when you do get a V-shaped reversal. Yeah, it's significant, but most of the time you go from a trend that's coming down and then into a block, okay, where it's just going to kind of sit there because you've still got sellers that are still thinking it's gotten a better price up here, and then everybody else on the downside I think is the worst price, so it just sits in between in a range usually. Yeah, trends then go sideways. Okay, takes a while for the accumulation to happen or the distribution, either one. And on this 15-minute chart, I'm talking about, this whole move, okay? So then it just kind of sits there. Okay, so coming back up into the VWAP. 2 VWAPs up in here. Tom Hugard's along. That is not a bad idea because on a 5-minute chart you've got a fairly significant wick. So just be mindful that first touch VWAP may not be the go here. See the wick on the 5-minute chart there, guys?
Yeah, it's got some size on it.
It will have a reaction here, I'm pretty sure of it. But you've got to remember, this is pretty much the first 5-minute candle of open. So you kind of, it's just a washout basically. It's a shakeout, I should say. I mean, look at that spike in there that just happened now. That's some pretty significant volume that came through. Because I've seen these wicks just get eaten in the past plenty of times. Four-hour signal, I guess, if we take a Fibonacci of this last 4 hour, this up move, that's a 618 as well. Okay, guys, so just keep that in mind, that's a buy signal. Okay, so you're right there. So that's why we've got all of this stopping all along here. It's because that's a buy. But in saying that, I have gone short on that VWAP. Okay, and I'm only looking for a little bit out of it. 27. Anybody else take the VWAP? FT VWAP? break even. Okay, right, that's fair enough. You've all got to make your own decisions. Also, just remember you're going to get conflicting signals all over the place. Yep. Okay, when you get really good at this, we've got a long story here at this 618. We've got a short story there at the FTV WAP. So the I guess the idea really is, where can we get in at the best price possible? Okay, so on the VWAP is the best price. On this 618 is a good price, which is also the 1,000 period moving average on the 5-minute chart. Good price. Okay, and then from there it's up to money management. Okay, or stop management. Okay, so that we can cut our losers short, and you can see here that I've pulled break even. So if I lose this, who cares, right? But I've come in at the best price. There you go. So out, that's plus 27. I'm just going to get rid of this, okay, guys? This will probably run into 100 now. If this breaks, this will probably go to 100. Because that's pretty convincing to the downside. Yep, so that's a bearish engulfing. It tried to break.
Was just the one trade for you so far?
Yep. And that's off FTV WAP, mate.
Yeah.
Because we're battling between this 618 as well and this 1,000 period moving average on 5-minute chart. So Hugard went long here, I guess on that wick, and he's just been stopped.
I've noticed. I mean, I know he doesn't look at VWAP, but I noticed he's gone. He's done a lot of trades that have been right on FTV WAP, like against him, if you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
because he doesn't use VWAP.
Yeah.
He doesn't use it at all.
And every time I've seen it, it's gone against him. Well, not every, but like more times than it hasn't. It's gone against him.
Mm.
But obviously, maybe when it goes, he makes a lot more than loses.
cracker of a gap, isn't it? How's the oil gapped 5%?
Yeah.
What's that? That's 82, 85 to 85. Just work that out. Yeah, now it's breaking, boys. This is sell. There'll be probably a bunch of buys here at 100. Yep. So let me go back, sorry. So this is the thing about trading breakouts, and then I say it all the time, right? Is that if you trade a breakout, you're basically trading the low, or you're trading what could be still a support area, right? So you're getting it. Sometimes it's just the worst spot, right? Anyway. This may potentially go all the way back to 15k, I reckon, if we break this 100 level. Anybody else still short?
I went short on the break of the opening, but I got stopped out.
Okay. So you went short on this, short here. On the up candle on this one. Yep.
Yeah.
It was just too big. That's volatility is still big here, guys, right? So we've basically just in the last 10, 15, 20 minutes moved 80 points. That's huge. Okay. Why didn't you stop, reduce your size?
I reckon I moved my stop loss too early.
Yeah, maybe.
And I had it in actually above the VWAPs.
You had it just above the VWAPs, and you just got nicked on it, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone buy at 100? I mean, it's kissed it to the tick. 100 was a buy. Popular level. Look at it's also the lower trend line here as well, guys, that I drew earlier. See whether it holds or not. So let me just go back to, what was it, 85. Whatever. Here we go. I reckon this, I do think that this oil will fill this gap, come back and fill it up. It might be just this speculation event. Everyone's just calmed down a bit.
I'm long off 15.
You're long off 15 100.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
mate.
right on the dot.
All right. Well,
Was looking okay, but now
yeah.
I'm back on tempo.
Righto. Yep. You might be standing in front of that freight train there, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Okay. So the sell was in here. That was the first trade. Only for a little bit.
We are on 786 of the upper leg on the 4
You're-
hour chart as well.
Yeah, the 786. This to the upside.
Yep, yep.
What are you saying about it?
No, it's also on the downside of the channel that you have drawn on the 15-minute chart as well there. It might have a reaction, that's all.
Okay, righto. Yeah, but I wouldn't 100% trust it. I mean, that is a weak spot. So, I mean, it could do it. Never say never. But yeah, I'm 15, 20. I mean, look at this on the 4 hours. All the way.
Yeah, wants to run definitely.
Yeah. So Tommy Boys sold Dax. Finally got convinced.
Again, he's pretty late.
Yeah.
Things moved.
So that's that 80 position again. You heard me last week talk about the 80 and the 20 for instos. Right. So they all seem to like it. Anyway. So just to let you all know, I'm short on the break of the 100. So I'm short around there. And I've got my stop right in now. And I'm looking for 20. might have this stop in too close. I'll just get rid of this. If this closes with this wick up there, I'm going to just exit. Yeah, because I may have come in a bit too late, like Tommy Boy. Ideally, should still be holding it from up here, but that's not the case. So I'm going to exit my position because we're closing as a wick on 5 minute. Rather keep, even if it does still run, I'd just rather keep what I've already made. So this one's what, plus. Oh, let's just call it break even. It's plus a couple, but let's call it break even. Nothing to say that this won't keep, continue. It's on the underside here. Might even come back up here and have another go. For those who want to hold on to it a little bit longer. Yeah, Friday was pretty good. Whoops. Don't really need that. Quite very volatile, hey? Last week was a cracker. Good week. 339 points, I think.
That's awesome. Good start for the month.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm up 5% already. It's good to have.
Did you have any swing trades over the weekend?
Yeah. I mean, I took the Euro and I took Aussie trades. For the swing signals, is that what you're asking?
Or just any,
For our new channel?
general any open over the weekend?
I haven't. I mean, I haven't posted up any of the swing stuff yet, but I'll do that. Tonight because it is a holiday. So let's. I've got a couple of ideas, but give me another 24 hours. I'll stick some swing stuff up. But I did take swing last week, and you already know about that. The CAD yen, that was good.
Yeah.
Aussie, US, they were all good.
I was having a little bit of a muck around with them on the Saturday night.
Oh, did you? And how'd you go?
Yeah, just marking up basically. So
Yep.
just demo trading through TradingView at the moment with the wing.
Yeah, but did you took what I taught you on Saturday, and did you have a
Yes.
muck around with it? Yeah. And what's your opinion?
Yeah, good. I'm just got to get used to it, don't I?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's longer term, so you've really got to hold the trades, right? You can't, it's not like this where you're in and out within a few minutes. It's you're in it for a few days to a week, so you've got to really sit on your hands and not muck around with it.
Yeah, it'd be nice and sort of complementary to the day trading, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, it's just another weapon, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, you can watch me do it. I'll do it slowly with you so that, you can, if I do any adjustments, I'll let you know what I'm doing, right?
Awesome.
So you can just copy me just to start with if you want.
Yeah, that'd be good just to get that feel for it, really.
Yep.
Get comfortable.
All right, so Georgie boy, this 786, mate, you were on the money there, I think. See what happens.
I got in on 99.
You got long on 99? You short 99 or did you go long?
I went long on 99 when
Okay.
I saw the big wick on 1 minute.
Beautiful. Okay. And you're going to take it
I'm
back to
going
VWAP?
Just under VWAP, yeah.
Okay.
Close to the 50 MA.
Okay.
34 points.
Okay, beautiful. Watch this go from 100 to 200, 250 maybe. Now it might close the gap now. We could be having gap closes now. Let's see. Tommy boy's gone long.
Did he get stopped out of his short position?
Yes, he did. He has. I'll tell you what's the damage he's done for himself. He has got negative 21 DAX, negative 12 FTSE. That's it, and two long Germans DAXs now. So you've got SR sitting here, so just be wary of that, or know that you've got anchored VWAP and this SR, but let's see whether it breaks it or not. I'm just going to get rid of this because it's in my way. Let me get rid of all of these levels because it's just too messy. Because all are down here, have a look at this on the 4 hour. I mean, that's all support in there, right? So just keep that in mind. It's all support. But that 15 minutes closed wiki, We might be having, this might come up into the 250 level at least. Possibly 260, 70 to close this gap. If this gives me more, if this breaks these VWAPs and starts giving me upside, I'm going long. Because what I want to see is even just this little fractal in here to be broken. See reversal on the fractals. So where are we on the 1 minute? Yeah, see, I want to see this fractal get broken. So all of this get broken, up here, then start going long. Maybe a bit late, I know. George is probably got it in a much better, better entry, that's for sure. Starting to break those VWAPs. Just got to remember the VWAP on our Oanda chart here may not be the same as on some other broker because we've got different pricing, especially with the gap. You'll have different pricing and might fall out of whack on other charts. Does look like a nice reversal on a 15-minute. 4 hours still an hour and a half away. Let's have a look at half hour. Wiki on the half hour as well. Definitely Wiki on the 1 hour. Still got 20 minutes on that though. We're right in the comfortable zone. No, this is a 50-50 bet in here. Are you still holding this long, George?
Yeah.
Good. Looks like a V shape to me on the 1 minute. It's a good sign. got to bust through this 200 on 5 minutes. See what happens. Mind you, the other day when we saw that V shape, it just V-shaped and completely ate us. But I guess I've got to have a short memory, don't we? Where is that? Let me show you. I spoke about it before the other day. This was it here. V shape, up, and then just rode it straight back off. Bullish engulfing on the 4 hour, then just rode it straight back off. That's rare. Still looking for shorts. Great. Good one, Ernie. Short on VWAP. 1550. Okay, mate. That looks pretty bearish too, doesn't it? All of this half hour, look at the half hour 200 period in there as well. Big cluster.
I'm out.
You're out? Break even?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. At least it's a break even, mate. It's pretty aggressive on the downside, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
What we just got to be careful of is not to get frustrated and not to start revenge trading it. Do not start revenge trading. If you feel tilted right now, it's best just to stop.
Fair point.
Okay, good one, Ernie. We don't really use indicators in that manner because we know that they're all lagging. But yep, good one. At least you got 100 points out of it. Good on you, mate. 100 watt, 100 MA on 1 minute. What are you talking about? Okay, yep. Yep, it's the 618 here is the 100 level. But I mean, it's been bashed around quite a few times, this 100 level, so, you know, it's whenever something gets touched 3, 4, 5 times, then, you know, it just loses significance after a while. I mean, and this thing's been hanging around the 100 for days now. So really, we're probably looking at buys back down in here at 1530. This low in here. Sells, you know, those cells up here that we were talking about, you know, the SR is around up here. Up in and around up here. So there's your cells up here. Buys are back down here at 1530 for safe bets, I guess. Seven, 8, 6. So the US market is open today. Just FYI. So we'll trade. Yep, plenty of contracts swapping around about this area. This looks like we may have something along these lines. something like that maybe. So just to let everybody know, okay, because I don't tell you my exact entries, I came in here. I'm looking for this. My stop is now up underneath that fractal. Bit of an ask, I know. I've got 16 points really up my sleeve. Oh, I got 27 up my sleeve, but we'll see what happens here. I am looking for somewhere up here. I'll take it up to the 272 points. And just need this to bash straight through these two VWAPs. Alright, so that's current trade. I'm just going to get rid of that because it's in my way. But over here, this is what's posing the biggest problem is, this cluster of, you've got the 200, the 100, the VWAP, all of that stuff in there, which is kind of just brick wall, basically. So it's going to have some pretty serious conviction to grow straight through that. Or MA walls, yeah, man. MA concrete walls. It's you've got to participate, I guess. But this is all buy zone in here. If this fails, right? My next idea, if this fails, let's go back to where I was in. Okay, if this fails, okay, I'll let it run. I would love it if it ran down to this in here somewhere. So this 32 level, 30 to 40 level down in here. Then I'll buy it again. I'll have another go at it. But this is kind of, what's supporting me is this has made a higher low. We are coming off this lower trend channel. I've just got to try and get it through this 140, 150 zone to get it to run up to 60 or 70, something like that. If it gets up into this up here, I'll bring it into break even. I need some conviction. So NYSE is operating. NYSE is operating. up at the VWAP again. Let's see whether we can get through it. Or it's going to be one of those really annoying days and just not give us anything. If this does turn over and stop me out, I'm going to stop the streaming, and then, but I'll still be trading, obviously. But I'll need to get out of here.
Done.
Alright, I'm not going to sit here and wait for this. I'm going to bring my stop to break even. Let me just paint it for you. I'm at break even. Let me just correct that here. And I'm looking for up here. Okay, guys, if you want to mark it down yourselves, you can see whether it happens or not. I'm going to end the live stream now, and I will see you all tomorrow. I'll also post up the start of this video on my thoughts on Israel and Palestine, okay? But I'll be around for the rest of the night, obviously, on the Day Traders chat. Okay, guys, I'll see you later.
See you later.